My name is Thomas Gono. I'm the president of Chamber of Mines. Our mandate is to protect and to promote mining within Zimbabwe. We also protect our members with regards to guidelines with regards to investment. Zimbabwe has been one of the very first countries in Africa to quickly ride on the wave with regards to production of lithium, which is actually associated with the transition from the fossil fuel to the green economy, specifically focusing on the EVs, electric vehicles, together with other associated minerals. We've seen that Zimbabwe managed for the past 2 years to get its projects from development to production in a very short space of time. So that is highly commendable. And if you look at statistics, we are tied with Canada with regards to the supply of critical minerals. Zimbabwe is a very key country with regards to supply of the critical minerals, specifically your lithium, but it doesn't really stand only on the lithium. We've got many other associated critical minerals which are associated specifically with platinum group metals. You've got your platinum, your palladium, and also the base metals, your copper, your nickel, your cobalt, which are mostly mined along the Great Dyke of Zimbabwe. At the same token, we also have got huge potential for copper outside the Great Dyke. As you may know, Zimbabwe used to mine at Mangura copper mines, refine at Alaska, convert them into cables for power generation under Kafka. So we used to go through the full value chain. Now the government has taken a deliberate decision or policy where most minerals, including your lithium, your platinum, to be locally beneficiated within the country. This, they argue that it will benefit in terms of employment creation, in terms of revenue generation. If I could give you an example, raw lithium in 2022, 2023 was being exported roughly $8,400 a ton, whereas lithium concentrate was being exported at around 7,500 during that particular period. You can actually see the quantum in terms of benefit, which also translates to higher or increased royalties, which goes to government fiscus. So I think that's one of the key issues. In terms of beneficiation of minerals, it's not unique to lithium or platinum. I think the government, through consultations with chamber and its members who are the miners, they agree on the roadmap to be followed. You realize that for the past 3 to 4 years, government has been in consultations with platinum producers so that we refine lithium and platinum group metals within Zimbabwe, and now they finalize in such a way that it is a win-win to both the government and also to our members. In the same token, currently the government is in discussions with the lithium producers so that they add or increase the beneficiation from the lithium concentrate to lithium sulfate. They are to agree with regards to the roadmap or the time frames. This will also argue that they will benefit the local people, and our people will also be associated within the value chains. It's very critical that our people become involved, especially within the linkage of value chains, transport, supply of PPE, supply of pharmaceuticals, and other consultant service issues. So we think really it's an issue of debating, it's an issue of discussion between the producers and the government. Going forward, for other minerals, remember technology is actually driving these critical minerals. We don't even know which mineral is going to be the in thing in the next 2 to 3 years. We never spoke about lithium the past 4 or 5 years. We only started talking about it in the last 3 years. So when that particular mineral comes, then government, the Chamber of Mines, and its members, they sit down, they agree on a roadmap of beneficiation and value addition. The logistics issue is a very key issue. As you see, the minerals which we are talking about, these are bulk minerals. They will be better transported by rail so that they become competitive. Without having a competitive rail system, it becomes very difficult. And you are aware the quantum or the investment required in this, it requires private sector and government. Also government is already reached to our members and to chamber at large to say, let us put our heads together so that we improve the logistics issue. So it's a narrative, it's something which we are working on together with our members so that it benefits all of us. Because if we've got an efficient infrastructure logistics system, it means we make more profits. Without that, it becomes very difficult for us. But it's something which we are working on, but I can't pinpoint now to say this is the result we have. But I'm very optimistic in the next 12 months, something should come through. Currently, we are working on the amendment of the Mines and Minerals Bill, where as Chamber, we've already given our input for the bill. In this particular bill, there's going to be what we call the local content. This local content, it doesn't just stop at provision of PPE, provision of other services. It should also go down to look at which areas should we leave for the local investors. But by and large, we also have got local investors. We have got capability and muscle to compete with those ones coming from outside. But we know those coming from outside, in most cases, they access capital at a lower level of cost than the local companies. But through government, they've also assisted us in mobilizing local funding through the creation of the Victoria Falls Stock Exchange, where we pool our funds together from pension funds, which are patient capital, which is exactly what you need within the mining sector, because most of the projects, they are actually long-term projects. So that listing or pulling together of the funding allows the local people to participate within this key and very important sector of mining. I think it's very critical for Chamber of Mines and also our own government in Zimbabwe. Unfortunately, I haven't seen anyone today, but let's say we participated together. I'm sure there's pressure. We exchange information with our member states, with the international community. As you can see, there are other international presenters from World Bank and the other jurisdictions who came and made presentations. So we gauge or gauge where are we? What is it that we are not doing well, we can do well? How can we collaborate with others internationally, regionally, and what we can do domestically, which others are doing? So it's very important for us so that we understand where we are, and we also get, we learn a lot of things which others are doing better than us.